Hey, y'all. Hope you all had a great Easter last weekend. And on today's episode of the Boys and Me podcast, we are having a very tender, heartfelt faith episode. Hello, everyone.
How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Well, we're enjoying spring.
I'm wonderful.
Okay, Mr. Wonderful. Well,
Man.
since Easter was...
You guys could call me Mr. Wonderful.
We won't.
Or not.
We won't.
Or not. Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
I think that one is quite spoken for.
Yeah.
Well, since Easter was last weekend, we thought that we would have a fun Boys and Me podcast that is all around faith.
Great.
Oh, that's great.
Faith
That's
is a very
great.
big part of all of our lives. And so we thought, let's just bring that on the podcast.
Yeah.
So we're going to start with a little church roots Q&A.
Well, first we need to explain to Hobie who Jesus is.
Buddy. I've been walking with Jesus for a long time. And you know how you know that? You're still here. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. I thought this was going to be semi-serious. Clearly,
No.
we're off to not.
Yeah.
God gave us humor.
He
Yeah.
gave you some.
He gave us him.
I'm not going to argue that
I haven't
way.
even asked the
I
first
am
question.
living proof that God has a sense of humor. Yeah.
Okay. What is your earliest church music memory?
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's super easy for me because I loved this wonderful woman named Sister Morton who had us sing church songs when we were little kids.
Mhm.
And I can clearly remember sitting in that room singing, Jesus Wants Me for a Sunbeam. And no, I'm not going to sing it now, in case you're thinking you could get that.
Look at that face.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
really...
I still
You
love that
have
song.
to sing it now.
I might sing it in the show. Come to a show this year. You just might get that.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Mark, got anything to weigh in on?
You can't top that. So you can sit over there mumbling under your
Jesus
breath.
wants you,
Yes, for a
you
sunbeam.
particularly,
Yes.
as a sunbeam.
To shine for him each day.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, Mark, do you have anything to contribute?
Sure. I grew up in a Pentecostal church. So, anybody that could play anything would bring it
Oh,
and
awesome.
play. Sometimes it was awesome. Sometimes it wasn't. you know,
Joyful noise. That's
Yeah.
what the Lord asked for.
yeah, I
Joyful
mean, there
noise.
would be someone with a tambourine that wasn't quite on beat. And
Incredible.
I do remember we had a piano player, Sister Channel, and she would play the Pentecostal style, but she had a little bit of this going on
That's okay. Yeah.
under the, when she
Yeah.
would play. So there was
Yeah.
this going on.
Yeah. Play the piano and erase the chalkboard all at the same time. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What do you think about that memory?
Yeah.
Oh, I really thought this was going to be a sweet episode. We've
Yeah.
already taken a turn.
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember anyone noticing your musical gifts in church?
I hate to even say this, but my mom, when I was really young, would make me get up and do a solo in front of the entire church.
What solo was it?
DIVORCE. Oh, is that
we're
not
talking
in church?
serious here
Oh,
now.
okay. Okay.
We're talking serious. I sang, He Touched Me.
Okay. Yeah.
Incredible. Was there a church song or hymn that made you fall in love with?
Wait. Hobie's got to answer this too.
It goes back to the same lady, Sister Morton.
Oh, Sister
Yeah.
Morton.
And I think if you ask any kid who sat in that room, she probably gave everybody a massive amount of love and encouragement. But it made you feel like, oh, okay, I want to do this.
Awesome. Now, was there a particular church song or hymn that made you fall in love with music, like before you even knew why, or one that you would, really want to be played on Sundays?
For me, all of it.
Mhm.
Because it was, there were electric guitars, there were drums in our church. Yeah, it rocked.
That's not in the Presbyterian church. Yeah.
No.
No, they're still scared of drums. But
That's why you turned out like you did.
everything in the hymn book, I
Mhm.
loved it. I still do. I got the message of the gospel probably through hymns before I could pay attention to a sermon all the way through. So yeah, I loved
And
it.
he still can't pay attention to a sermon all the way through.
And that was back when hymns meant something else than a pronoun.
Oh, wow. Talk about derailing an episode. Like,
Oh my
what?
gosh. We're about to turn
Yeah.
Mark's mic
Hey, you got-
off.
I won't even tell
You got to
yeah,
stay
no,
with me here,
no.
man.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
When that
I'm
camera's
fast.
off. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's attempt to stay on task.
Okay.
Children.
Did you really have drums in your church?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Man. Oh, no.
And horns sometimes.
Ooh,
If
baby.
someone brought one in?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Incredible. Okay, well, we do have to say this. So I'm an accidental Presbyterian, and we were at church, and Jack was getting dedicated, and it was the first time he was like in big church, not children's church. And he looks around as we're all singing, and he goes, "Why is no one dancing?" And I was like, my grandmother from her great
Yes.
reward
The
is
question
just
Presbyterians
thrilled.
have asked throughout history.
Why is no one dancing?
Yeah. So that was
I-
still
yeah,
one of
I
my
get that.
favorite.
I get
my
that.
favorite
There was a
moments
little
with him.
movement going on.
Yeah.
Oh no. Okay, what part of your church upbringing do you think fans hear in Sawyer Brown, even if they don't realize it? Well,
For
they
me,
see it.
For me, it's everything.
Yeah.
Everything that they would see
hmm
would represent, I think.
Yeah.
And him as well. Because,
None of
because
this
this is
exists
him.
apart from. That's way too much movement for Presbyterian, so you're going to have to slow that down. No, but everything exists because of that relationship to faith.
Mhm.
This whole band, none of this exists apart from
that
God.
is true. I have to
Not a
be
bit.
serious about that.
Yeah.
Wow, did you just use up your quota for being serious
did.
right there?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to move on to talk about something we have never talked about on the podcast before.
Okay.
So this is, I feel like, a fun factoid for
Yeah.
the SB Nation is that Mark actually co-wrote
And produced.
and produced a faith-based movie called Ring the Bell. And you can find that on Amazon. So we are going to ask a couple of questions about that. Mark, what first sparked the idea to make Ring the Bell?
Well, I had the Christian record label
Mm-hmm.
and produced the band Casting Crowns.
Mm-hmm.
And I had this idea that Tom Weber and I had kind of had this idea for a few years. And then Provident was doing faith-based movies.
Mm-hmm.
And they just asked me out of nowhere if, I had a script because I had done the score for a movie called Facing the Giants.
Yes.
And so they said, you wouldn't happen to have any scripts because they were looking for scripts. So we turned in Ring the Bell and they loved it and loved the story and said, let's do the movie.
No one side quests quite like Mark.
Right? I know. Like, not a small quest. Yeah.
Now, Dad, had you ever tried your hand at screenwriting before?
No,
That was the
No.
first time, right?
it was the first time. But I will say this, it's like, it's not a lot of different than writing a song.
Mhm.
It's just, you got to fill in gaps. I just say a script is a long country song.
Mhm.
No matter what kind of script it is.
Wow. I'm just realizing life is like a long country song. And
Wow.
that's a country song.
Now, Hobie, did you read through the initial scripts for the film?
I did. And I loved it. I mean, it was like, because I knew Mark had this idea for a while, when you see what was just an idea
Mhm.
turn into this full-fledged actual script and then into a movie, it's pretty incredible.
But you had
it's a
you
lot
had
of
some
work.
ideas. I hate to give them some props
Did I?
anytime, but you had some ideas, yeah,
I don't know.
of within the script of what I think there was a couple spots that really helped.
Wow,
I-
that sounded like a
I'm-
compliment.
Yeah, I don't even.
We are stunned
Sure,
into
sure.
silence.
Yeah, I
We
don't
ended
even-
up
I
scrapping
don't know.
those scenes.
Yeah, that was the first stuff that ended up on the cutting room floor. Yeah.
I'll ask this question to both of you. So, Dad, was there a scene or a moment that hit you personally while making the film? And then for Hobie, was there one as a viewer that really hit you when you were watching it?
The one that really hit me was the when the two lead characters, the sports agent and the lead female, sat at the table,
Mhm.
he was really interested in what was going on in faith in the town, and why that she was and her brother were running the orphanage, and it was just that moment that I think that all of us have at that point of we're really interested in in Jesus and
Mhm.
in his whole message, and when we're going to commit.
Mhm.
And that was the point in the movie to me that was the most important, was to see him look at this and say, this is something that I want.
Mhm.
How do I get it? And that it was that scene for
Mhm.
me.
I would go with that because he has seen her and her brother, they're living something out. So it's
Mhm.
not like you've been, hit over the head with a sermon. You've watched and seen something and like, well, why is that way?
Mhm.
Where does that come from? Which is the greatest thing I think that can happen in real life is when any of us see something and you realize, how can they do this? And it's like, oh, there's God behind that.
Mhm.
And that's huge.
Well, it's interesting because when Joe Rogan has talked about faith a lot in his podcast,
Mhm.
but he was just saying that at his church, it's like the nicest, sweetest people. And I think if you're either a non-believer or never been exposed to that, when you get around that, I think the Holy Spirit really just projects this what the Holy Spirit was sent here to do.
Mhm.
And you can feel that. And I hope we got that in the movie, but it's interesting that like Joe Rogan would be outspoken about that, and that feeling of being around, Christian folk.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Also, in the movie, because you can't side quest without your friends. You had some famous friends that agreed to be in the movie. So, what did Stephen Curtis Chapman? What was his reaction when you asked him to appear in the film?
Well, he wanted to read the script,
Mhm.
and when he read it and read the part that we wanted him to play,
Mhm.
he was like, "Absolutely." So
Awesome.
that was really fun. Yeah.
Hobie, were you a little butthurt that you weren't asked to be in it?
No, that's okay. They couldn't make my deal. So, yeah,
I hope he was
yeah.
in a lot of
I wish
plays in
them what.
school. I saw his acting.
Yeah, he knew like, no, this is not going to work. This is not going to
Oh
work.
my
No,
gosh.
yeah. No, the world has suffered enough with seeing me on camera.
How impactful was the praise and worship scene with casting crowns?
Oh man,
Um,
I got a great story about that.
Mhm.
So when we wrote the script, I left the part that Mark Hall was supposed to be saying in,
Mhm.
at the Casting Crowns concert. I left that blank in the script. So Sony calls and says we're really, really uncomfortable with having these blank pages.
Because they were literally just blank pages in the script. Like
Yeah.
you would read and it almost looked like a mistake. Like someone
Yeah,
had
it was
just stuck
Yeah.
a couple
I
sheets
think it
of
was
paper.
3 or 4
Yeah.
pages.
Yeah.
Because each page in a script is a minute.
Mhm.
So we had like 4 minutes. And they said, we're really uncomfortable with this. And I said, well, you have to understand Mark Hall, who is going to be the star of this,
Mhm.
section, because it is, we're really portraying casting crowns coming to this small town.
Mhm.
So I knew Mark has ADD, ADHD, every D that you can imagine. Mark has gotten a D. And so, and I knew there wouldn't be anything that I could write that would be better than what God would just put in him to say.
Mhm.
So
in the moment.
in the moment.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So they said, well, we're really uncomfortable with this. I said, well, this is a deal breaker.
Mhm.
So I hang up, I'm thinking the deal's off. They call back and they said, okay, we're going to continue on. We approve it, but we just want to go on record by saying we're uncomfortable with the 4 blank pages. I said, that's fine. So flash forward to Mark hasn't seen the script.
Mhm.
And I'm out on the bus and we're like maybe 30 minutes from him going on stage. And we know what songs they're going to play.
Mhm.
And I tell Mark, I said, in between, because every concert Mark does an altar call.
Mhm.
And I said, listen, here's the deal. This is going to be no different than a normal service or concert for you. I want you to deliver the message and in between songs to this crowd. And I want you to do an altar call. So he goes, oh, okay. So we tell everybody we knew we couldn't have any moving, cameras and stuff because
Mhm.
Mark's really does have incredible ADHD because like even moving lights will throw him off. So we said, we've got to get this in one take because we're not going to be able to do it again.
Mhm.
We got to get it in one take. So we had probably 7 cameras
Mhm.
all over the auditorium. Now, we had and the theater was filled because we had made an announcement that Casting Crowns was going to be there.
You have extras.
Yeah. So we had staged 13 people to come down
Mhm.
to the altar call. We film it and it's just fantastic. I was running from camera to camera to making sure everyone was getting the shots. And I would look up at the camera, a couple of the camera guys, as Mark is doing this, they've got
Mm.
tears running down their face. So it just feels like a moment.
Mhm.
So when it's all over and we're watching the playback and the daily cut, we see that there aren't 13 people down there. There are 16 people down there. 3 people
Mhm.
had come to Christ through this part of the taping. So it was for us, there were things like that happened all
Mhm.
through the movie that would just blow us away and just reassure that we were doing this for the right reasons.
Right. Now, did Sony ever come back and say, "We're sorry, we said we were uncomfortable"?
They did.
When they saw it, they're like,
They
"Oh,
did.
we get it."
Oh yeah, we get it. Yeah,
That's
they
awesome.
did.
That's awesome.
I've never heard Mark Hall talk in a show and not cried
Yeah.
personally.
Oh, yeah.
And I've seen them a lot. And
Mhm.
it's always something different, but it is so God coming right through him.
Mhm.
It's incredible.
Casting Crowns,
They're the real deal.
They're the
They
real
are
deal.
the real
Okay,
deal.
well, hold on to all of that
Okay.
because we're going to get to casting
Okay.
here in a
Okay.
second because obviously we have to talk about them too. Okay, so we'll just end the segment with this is what does Ring the Bell and that whole experience, like what does that mean to you now at this point in your career? And just even having that experience, having the opportunity to turn your script, your idea into a movie.
Well, I feel like the whole thing was a God thing anyway.
Mhm.
The way it came about, I've never done a movie, never written a script.
Mhm.
And this was the first script that I write, and it, ends up being a feature film.
Mhm.
So there's that part of it, but it's the little things that just happened during that movie that we knew that really God was wanting to use this
Mhm.
to get just another message of faith,
Mhm.
about Him, and that's what it meant to me.
I can't top that. I mean, it really is. And I think God wants everything possible to be used as a
Mhm.
way to get to people. Could be a book, could be a movie, could be a song. It could be just your kindness to somebody in Kroger.
Hopefully, it's been
It's
Sawyer Brown.
all of it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all a way of sending his light out into the world. That's kind of, I think, the way we've always approached this.
Well, we humbly submit that Ring the Bell should be a part of your next family movie
Yeah,
night.
if you haven't seen it,
I know, and
check
you
that out.
might see some familiar faces on there.
That's right.
Oh yes, Madison
right.
was
I sure
one of the
was.
stars in
Yeah.
it.
I was not one of the stars. I was cheap labor, and Mark
Well,
convinced me to come down because I was going to get. He was going
and
to let me.
you were fantastic.
you were. You were.
Well, no one can be as ridiculous as me. I mean, let's be real honest there. No, my dad bribed me with 2 spring breaks. He told me I could skip a week of college if I would come down to Florida and be in this movie for him. So
I mean,
cheap
what's
labor,
not to
man.
like about that?
I mean, I was all in for that. Okay, so now moving on, we are going to talk about Casting Crowns
Okay.
because we would be so remiss if we did not. Another fun side quest that Mark has had in his career is that he not only found Casting Crowns, but he is their producer and has been for their entire career. So we have to talk about our favorite Casting Crowns songs.
Okay.
And because there are just so many, I
Yeah.
have provided you guys with a list of their entire discography. So these are all their albums, all their songs. And we are each going to count down our favorite top 5 Casting Crowns songs.
Oh,
Now,
man.
I know. I know.
Not
That's dirty.
easy.
Wow.
So and we'll kind of do it where, we'll all start and do our picks for number 5, then 4, then 3,
Okay.
then 2, then 1.
I'm going to have to go on record. Mine will not be in any sort of order because I cannot say I like this
Hobie.
better than another Casting Crowns because these are all albums that I listen to a lot. So, Mark Hall, if you're watching, I love all these children. So,
Okay, so do we want to start with number 5?
Yes.
Okay.
Only Jesus off of the
Ooh.
Only Jesus album.
I'm going to pick same album, Nobody. Yeah.
Oh, really good pick.
Oh.
I love that song.
Jesus, Friend of Sinners.
Oh,
I
man.
know, that's one of my-
Oh, that's
Jesus,
so
Friend of Sinners is one
good.
of my all-time favorite songs of theirs. So, number 5. Okay, now, Dad, let's go to number 4.
I'm not going to be able to just limit this to 5.
I
I'm just
know, I
sorry.
was like, this is
Can
so
I pick an
hard.
entire album as one
Yeah.
choice? So,
Okay, I'm going to go with Glorious Day.
Ooh.
Just incredible song that they did.
life song.
Mm.
Yeah.
Number 4 for me is going to be Nobody, featuring
Okay.
Matthew West.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 3.
Oh, Praise You in the Storm. Number 3.
Oh, man. Voice of Truth.
Yeah. Good one.
That's a good one. I'm going to go with Thrive.
Okay.
Oh, gosh. I love that.
I know,
Yeah.
I love that song. Number 2.
Wait,
We only have 2 more
no,
picks.
no,
See, this
no,
is what's
this is
so
not
hard.
gonna-
Okay.
this can't happen like this.
I know.
All right. These next 2 for me could be interchangeable.
Okay, what are your next 2?
Who Am I?
Yep.
And If We Are the Body.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was their
That's
first
the first song we heard.
first song.
Well, that's
Mhm.
where I'd like to just pick that whole first album so I don't have to.
I was gonna say, I think the whole the whole first album would be my number 1 because I mean, American Dream.
Oh,
I
Oh,
have listened to that
American
record.
Dream is one of Mark
so
Hall's favorites.
much.
Yeah.
I would tell you that. Yeah.
So we only have 2 left now.
Yeah.
I can't
Mhm.
say which one of these is better than the other for me, but I've worn both of them out.
Mhm.
So let's go with East to West.
Mm.
Incredible.
I mean,
That's
yeah. You get me going on these, I'm gonna
We
get
should really do
seriously-
it. We should really do
seriously
a top
choked up.
100.
I know, I can't,
I know.
honestly.
Like, it's just
These are.
But
yeah,
only, I
this-
mean, I would pick the
What was
entire.
and you got one more, right?
You want me to go ahead and give that one
Yeah,
too?
you can
Yeah,
give that
'cause
one
you-
too. Yeah,
Praise You in the Storm.
Praise
Yeah.
You in the Storm.
Yeah.
I think Praise You in the Storm would be my number 1, and I think for number 2, I would pick the entire first album.
That first
Okay.
But
yeah.
then, like the song "Does Anybody Hear Her?" That's also one of my
man,
favorites.
I mean, yeah. And
Um,
Between the Altar and the Door.
Mhm.
Again,
Yeah.
they're, I can't really.
While You Were
start picking.
Sleeping,
Yeah.
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 Spirit Wind.
Yeah.
Yeah, these songs
Yeah.
are great traveling companions through life.
Well, if you
Yeah.
guys want to chime in on what your top 5 favorite Casting Crowns songs are, please make your way to our Sawyer Brown social media, and you can tell us if we got it right, if we got it wrong. You really can't go wrong
You
with
can't
any
go wrong.
Casting
You
Crown
can't go wrong.
songs.
No.
There's so many, and the whole every
It's-
album, every
yeah.
song on every album, there is never a dud. They're
No.
always so fantastic.
Well, and the writing is so incredible. But this is what, when I first got the first, it was a CD
Mhm.
that they had done.
I was in the car with you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And we were on a horse trip.
Yep.
Right.
You're on the way to the horse show.
And I just kept thinking, this is writing from a different perspective.
Mhm.
And when I called him up, I asked him about the writing. And he said, well, I've been a youth pastor my whole life. And he said, I mean, at this point, Mark was like 34 years old with already 4 kids and a
Mhm.
wife. And he said, I have ADD. And he said, I know how students are. He said, so I tried to put a sermon into a 3-minute song. And that's what these are.
Yep.
And if you go and listen to that,
Mhm.
and that's his goal,
Mhm.
is while you're listening to this, that you feel the Holy Spirit
Mhm.
Yeah.
as you're listening.
Yeah. And you don't kind of sort of know what's going on in there. It's clear what's
Yeah.
going on.
Yes.
Who's behind it? What's the point of it? Why is he doing this?
And Mark
It's-
is very bold about challenging us as Christians and
Mhm.
people.
Mhm.
Very bold.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he lives it out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel like he's very convicting in his
Mhm.
writing. Like, it is
Yeah.
hard to listen through a Casting Crowns album and not feel part of
It-
you can have, like, be
Exactly.
convicted.
Yeah.
And he's not finger wagging at you.
No.
He is making you stop and think, which
Yes.
is what
Which is
this
incredible
all
to do
about.
in a
then
sermon,
he-
let alone a song.
Then he brings
Then he
you
brings
in.
you in.
He brings you in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's, I mean, yeah, it's
Mhm.
it's a gift.
A true gift. And I feel like, even the opportunity for you to work with him, Dad, that was such a God moment. So now we're going to kind of switch back and we're going to talk about God moments in the Sawyer Brown journey. Because there are, especially if you're
It's-
doing your documentary, I'm like,
It's all a God moment.
Yes,
truly.
truly. because there were a lot of times when this should not have worked out.
Yeah.
And
We
yet,
should have.
here we are.
We should have went away.
Yeah.
but here we are.
Yeah.
We're like the cockroach.
Can't kill us.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but we are going to try to get into like some specific
Okay.
instances throughout your career. What is the Sawyer Brown moment that felt too perfectly timed up to be coincidence?
Well, can I go to the very beginning
Yeah.
of this?
Yeah.
When we made our first trip to Nashville, there was a couple that my parents had grown up with who lived here. And they said, well, there's this person we go to church with, Linda Hargrove, and I know she has something to do with music. I don't really know what it is. And she goes, well, let's see if, you guys can meet with Linda. Now, Linda had already had she had had an Olivia Newton-John hit that she
Mhm.
wrote. She had a huge song for Johnny Rodriguez.
Yep.
Linda wrote Tennessee Whiskey.
Mhm.
This goes that far back. And so we meet with Linda, and it's like, I wanted to tell Mary Lee, my mom's friend, she's not just kind of sort of in the music business. She's a heavy hitter in the music business.
Yeah.
And she kind of immediately took us under her wing. And it was completely out of
Yeah.
nowhere.
Yeah.
We didn't,
Yeah.
know how that would turn out.
From the early stuff that we did with her, those tapes enabled me to get some jingle
Mhm.
work,
Sure did.
singing commercials. But it was the springboard. Just even the fact that we kept the journey to when we actually moved was a little rough because, I got all my money stolen
Mhm.
in Gainesville
Mhm.
on the
Mhm.
way up. And that was the point that I called my mom and said, hey, I just don't think it's meant for us to go. And my mom, in all of her wisdom and just coolness, just said, well, you could either look at that as a sign to come back, or you could look at that as a sign that Satan is trying to keep you from doing something great.
Mhm.
And she said, I think you need to just keep going.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that was a huge, for
That's a
me,
biggie.
a huge
That's
God
a
moment.
biggie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like that experience goes into a lot of like your life philosophy.
Yeah.
Is, your perspective of how are you going to look at this? How are you going to look at a setback?
Yep.
Yeah.
And how are you going to like persevere and push through?
And
Mhm.
can I take a second to brag on him?
Oh,
I
do
may
you
regret
really?
it. Cut it out if you need to.
Aw.
But one of the first songs he cut working with Linda was Tennessee Whiskey.
We've got to find that
And
tape.
I'm here to tell you, I know there's another version of that song some of you are familiar with. That is not the version. I'm here to tell you, I heard it first in 1980.
Yeah, it was
So-
80. Yeah.
And it's like, no. God love everyone else's version, but this was, this was the version.
Now, was there a closed door that turned out to be a blessing?
Oh, there was a bunch.
Well, the assistant management training program for me
Yeah.
at the restaurant,
Well,
That was
remember
good.
when you didn't make the audition at
At
Opryland?
Opryland?
Yeah.
I did. I sure did. I got, they weren't interested in me or Joe
They
Smith.
shut the door.
Shut the door on both of
No.
us. I bet we both still have those letters somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't want either one of us. But that's okay. That's okay.
I always just looked at a shut door as temporary.
Yeah.
I was going to get that door open
Yeah.
somehow.
That's just another lock we can pick. Yeah.
Right.
Truly.
That's yeah.
I'll take the hinges off the
Yeah.
door if I need to.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Who was clearly placed in your path at just the right time?
You don't have to say me. I mean, I know that's the answer. But
Wow.
You were my cross to bear.
yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
My word.
And scene.
I was like,
Um,
and we can.
Wow. I feel kind of like Linda was. I think Randy Scruggs was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mac.
Oh,
Mac
Yeah.
certainly.
Yeah.
I think
Dick
I think,
Whitehouse from Curb.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There have been so many. Although, look, honestly, the people that when we first had just day jobs when we
Mhm.
moved here,
Yeah.
each one of us had people that were like guardian angels.
Yeah.
And way behind the scenes that were just kind when there was no reason to be.
Mhm.
And they just
Yeah.
were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think for me, the very first experience I had at writing a song,
Mhm.
my good friend Scott Peterson
Hmm.
had a poem.
Mhm.
He wanted me to put it to music because I had a guitar. I taught myself how to play guitar. And I did that. And that sparked the whole thing of me
Mhm.
thinking that I could write a song.
Mhm.
And I go back to that was really the beginning to all of this.
Mhm.
And it was my pal, Scott Peterson.
I
That's
think
very
if he
cool.
had just never asked you to put that,
I know.
to put some music
Exactly.
with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd still be in Coach's shorts and I'd still be at Pizza Hut. So I think this worked out well.
You might have moved up to assistant manager.
Maybe.
They had you on that
I
assistant
was on
manager
I was
track.
not on the fast track,
Right.
but
Oh
on the
my
track.
gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try to wrap this
Okay.
segment up because you guys are just on every tangent known
Yeah.
to man.
Yeah.
Okay, we are going to end with one of our favorite ways to describe music, which is as Mac McAnally calls it, joyful noise.
Yeah, baby.
And joyful noise is actually also used a lot in the Bible. Dad, that's this book.
Mhm. Yeah.
Kidding.
And books are, yeah.
And friends.
Okay,
Yeah.
stay with me. Stay with me.
Okay.
Stay with
All
me.
right.
One more segment. That's it.
All right.
Okay.
Can you both do
I was
that?
about to
Yeah.
quote a Bible
Can-
verse on friends, but I'll move on. I don't want to
Do we need
derail
to
this.
stop and pray?
No, yeah.
Someone pray for
Yes.
me right now,
Yes.
please. Okay, we are going to share songs, artists, and music memories that simply bring them joy. Okay, so we're going to start with name a gospel worship song or hymn that brought you joy as a kid.
Oh man.
As a kid,
Mhm.
Holy, 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 because it was one of the fastest songs we would sing. And every time we would start Holy, 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 my dad would go, now we're cooking. So I loved that.
Amazing.
Maybe on cloudy day.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever heard that.
Yeah.
I have one. You will remember this one. At the church that we grew up going to, they had this one woman that would sing a solo. I don't know if the song's called I Remember When My Burdens Rolled Away, but like she would get going on that. And it was always like the best Sunday because she was so good at singing that. Now name an artist whose music instantly lifts your spirits.
Oh wow, Casting Crowns, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah, just from having just talked about
But
that.
selfishly, it's Casting Crowns. But Stephen Curtis Chapman,
Oh,
the Speechless album.
Yep.
Which I think he's
Dude,
doing a tour
he's doing. I know.
about that right now.
I know he is.
Remember, we
Oh yeah.
we wore that record
We
out.
wore that record out.
That's a
was
classic.
Such a
That's
good
a
one.
great one. Yeah.
I played that for the boys the other day on the
Did
way to
you?
Did you
school.
really? Yeah, I was
I
just
sure
listening to that a
did.
couple days
Yeah.
ago.
Well, one more. Switchfoot.
Oh yeah, I was
Your
about to
brother,
Oh
your
man.
brother
say.
loves.
Loved Switchfoot.
So we
Yes.
wore that out too.
Yes, and also we had a boat, and in the summer, for whatever reason, the Switchfoot CD like got stuck, and we
Yeah.
couldn't get it out, and so that was the only thing we listened to for years.
Yeah.
And you know what? No one wanted to change, so it was fine.
I remember taking Gunnar to a concert to see Switchfoot, and I won't say what the other band was because they were a good band, but they went on before Switchfoot, and Gunnar kept going, they have got to stop. They have got to stop.
Oh man. Okay, now do you guys remember a song that always brought your mother joy?
Oh yeah.
And it doesn't have to be a Christian song. It could be any song.
My mom loved The Dirt Road.
Hmm.
Loved it. She absolutely loved that song.
Oh, wow. That's cool. I
Yep.
love hearing that. My mom loved Christmas hymns, and Joy to the World was like, it never felt like Christmas for me as a kid
Mhm.
till I'd heard my mom sing Joy to the World.
The
So,
one that
yeah.
starts with Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
Yes. And a lot of people, some churches don't even do that version. That's so weird. I don't know. Yeah.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
Oh my gosh.
Can you picture hearing my mom sing that version?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
And,
that.
and
I
your
say-
dad
That's
dancing.
yeah, going now.
And
We're
his, and his wife
now
beater.
we're cooking. His wife
With-
beater,
with
yeah.
a-
With
going,
a cigarette going. Yeah.
Should I say this that the band that just brings my mom so much joy? Because do you know this story?
no.
Okay, so you know how like you don't think of your parents as having any kind of life
Right.
before you?
Exactly.
And I will just never forget. Mom, for some reason, had like somehow gotten all these CDs of like bands that she loved. I'm sure that someone, I think, got it for her birthday, maybe. And when my mother put in the Jethro Tull album,
Oh, nobody loves
Oh.
Jethro Tull like your
My
mom
mom-
does.
but let
It's
me tell you,
incredible.
and I did not know what Jethro Tull was, and I was just, she was singing
Oh.
like from the first bar. She can sing through that entire album, and I just looked at her like, who?
And those aren't
who
easy
is
songs
this
to
woman
sing.
that raised
and
me?
they're not
Okay.
easy
Who
songs
is
to
she?
sing.
No, listen to this. You know, on Sirius Radio, we listen, especially on trips to go see your brother and stuff, we listen to the bridge,
Mhm.
which is mostly, 70s, 80s. Your mother knows every word to every song.
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, that Jethro Tull, I was like, who is this woman that raised me?
Yeah.
I know nothing about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just, oh my God. But the
Yeah.
joy.
You give
that,
Lisa some bad company
Yeah.
or
Bad-
Jethro
she
Tull.
loves Bad Company.
Oh, it's
Loves
game
them.
on. It's
and
game
she also
on.
loves Creed.
Yeah, she loves Creed. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Can you guys name me a song that reminds you of why music is such a gift?
I have a. I don't think I could even just
A
name one.
song.
A song.
One song.
I'm really shocked that the Beach Boys hasn't entered the chat for you.
Well, and
It
that would
is-
also be a band you hear that brings you joy.
yeah.
Any Beach Boys song,
Mhm.
I mean, brings me joy.
Mhm.
But I have to go back, like when I was a kid, Anne Murray. I'm drawing a blank.
Snowbird?
Snowbird.
Okay.
Just a beautiful,
Yeah.
like you go, okay, that's what
Hmm.
it's supposed
Yeah.
to sound like.
Hmm.
Anne Murray.
Yeah.
And it's singing Snowbird.
For me, probably anything off the Carole King Tapestry record, because that record felt like it changed my life. But
Mhm.
there's a song on there that I fell in love with when I was 13 years old, when I first got that record, called So Far Away. And I feel like I've lived my way into that song. It was about traveling and being gone and missing home and all that. None of which at that age I should have had any concept for, because I never went anywhere.
Hmm.
But I loved that song. And as I've gotten older, it's like, oh, wow, now I know what she was talking about in this song. And it's like, oh, that's what music can do. It makes that kind of connection.
And he will sing You Got a Friend.
I will. Also
I
off
know.
that same record. Yeah,
That's when I go to the bathroom.
exactly.
On stage, when,
Yeah.
you
Yeah, I
know,
look
I don't
back-
really want to hear it.
No, I look back then, there's a poker game going behind the drum riser. Yeah.
And
Makes
on
me feel
that note,
so warm inside.
on that note, we're going to end this episode of the Voice of Me podcast dedicated to faith.
Don't do that ridiculous sign off that you do
No,
either.
please don't.
Because it'll kill the whole vibe of this
come
episode.
on. Joel, cut that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keep that.
He's covered by grace, but that is still wrong.
Oh my word.